Good evening, everybody. It's Friday night, my friends, and I'm back. And I figure we kick off the weekend with some demon slaying, whilst chilling to some music here. As we do, friends. Welcome on in, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope everyone is doing well. We're all healthy and happy and all those things. Kicking butt, taking names, getting things done, and enjoying life along the way. Welcome on in, everybody. Hope you're all looking forward to the weekend. Maybe you've got your weekend started and ready to hopefully chill and unwind and all that stuff, friends. But yeah, welcome on in, everybody. I'm pretty sure I've turned the audio off here, right? Or the music off. Yeah, I turned the volume all the way down. Okay, good. All right, so we'll keep this. We'll keep our background music going here, friends. And roll back on it. It's been a little while. I have done stuff off camera, but because I'm trying to kind of roll through the main story stuff, so we can get to the DLC a little bit faster, but not that much further along than where we were. Kind of see, got my inventory nice and clean. You can see some of my stats right now. Let's see if let's do this. Feral Claws, Rip and Tear. Skills, Berserker skills, +2. Trying to see what I'm going for here. I've got a lot of the, try to get as many, resistances as I can. They're doing pretty good. They're not, not the best they could be. I still haven't put the Manticore Venom on. I'm waiting for. So I was thinking of having this as my offhand, but I'm kind of like trying to find a good one-handed sword. See, here's the problem, right? The two-handed swords do a hell of a lot of damage, and it's hard to compare them to the one-handed because the one-handed usually do like half, if even that much, which makes sense in the grand scheme of things. But also, it's really hard to judge if I'm getting, if I'm doing as much damage as I want to be doing for those. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. Yeah, I've been kind of rolling around, doing some stuff here. I think. So, what do I need? I believe let's pull up the devotion shrines here. So I've got everything from Act 1, everything from Act 2. Act 3 I've got, so we still have to do Den of the Lost, Blood Grove, which I haven't gotten to yet, Conflagration, which I can get into, but it's the damage that you take along the way is still too much for my character. Port of Albury we haven't really gotten to yet. Oh, this is Forgotten God stuff. I don't know if it actually triggered Forgotten God stuff yet. Blood Grove, I think, is the next thing that we're heading to. And then after that would be Darkvale Village. The Den of the Lost. I don't remember where that's at. Where is the Den of the Lost? Oh, Skittering Den? Is that what it's called? Oh, that's the entrance to Skitter. Yeah, Skittering Den. Oh no. Okay, that's the Hive. Den of Lost. I wish they would give me. How do I find? So if I could do. So where's this at? Skittering Den is in the Rotting Croplands. Yeah, so this I should be able to get to, right? I mean, I've been through the Rotting Croplands a little bit, but I'm trying to find where's. So Royal Hive. So Royal Hive can be anywhere up here, and then that is what takes you to the Skittering Den. Which then gets you to the Den of the Lost. Okay, and there's an Exalted stash in there. Okay. Let's see if we can. Let's see if we can do that. Yeah. Running Croplands here. Let's see if I can remember everything I have to do. Yeah. Let's see what we have here. Yeah, I hope everyone's been having a good week. I have been busy. Continue to be busy. Stuff's getting done, but man, it's been just kind of fighting the battle I could fight. Let's put it that way. There's a lot of yeah, I figured that was going to happen. There's just a lot of there's a lot of problems that I can't do anything about. You know what I mean? Like there's just like there's technical issues, and then there's just kind of business issues. And right now the business issues are feel insurmountable. You know, it's like, you know, I get that, you know, the company doesn't want to waste money willy-nilly, but then they kind of turn around and are like, but AI is great, we'll waste money left, right, and center on that. It's like, well, I don't know if you're going to get the return on investment you think you're going to get out of that. Whereas the stuff that I need right now is more traditional and less is less sexy, let's put it that way. And so they don't really want to, they're arguing over whether they want to spend money on it. It's like, well, I can't I'm not the business. Uh, I'm the technical guy, right? Like I can tell you technically what I can do. I can't tell you from a business perspective what you want to do. That's always the hard part, right? It's like I don't mind, you know, one of the hardest things about the job, especially when you know, be a software engineer, especially when you're first starting out, is realizing that there's going to be a lot of points in your career where you're going to do work that ultimately ends up getting scrapped. And not because it was bad work, but just because it just wasn't, you know, the business couldn't find a fit for it, you know, for whatever reason. You know, it was too expensive, or they didn't, you know, they thought clients would want it, but then they didn't want it, you know, whatever the case may be. The market changed, whatever. And so I've grown to a point where I'm okay generally, which is stuff getting scrapped because it just didn't make any sense. Like, you know, I've put a lot of work into it, certainly, and there's, you know, stress related with that too. You know, try and get things done, hurry up and get it done, and then have it just kind of sit around and not be able to do anything with it and all that stuff. But I would rather, in the long term, I would rather it not face the light of day if it's not appropriate. You know, if they can't find they can't find a reason to have the code around, or the feature that I've coded around, I would rather it die on the vine than go out to production and sit there unused and then suddenly become someone else's problem once, you know, bugs start cropping up, right? Because all that code ends up, you know, code can end up causing lots of regressions and other things as far as bugs are concerned. So, you know, if it dies on the vine, that's, in my opinion, a lot better than having it be out there for years and unused, but then it's got to be accounted for every time some feature that is being used is being tested or proposed or what have you. So too early to tell if that's going to be the case with one of the things I'm working on, but it's feeling that way. You know, I'm getting the vibe that this might one of the 3 projects I'm trying to deal with may not end up being a thing, but we'll see. We'll see. I'll make the case for it, as I always do, and then when the decision is made, I will accept it. I wonder. Trying to find. I should look at the map and see how much we've unlocked here. Okay, there's still a lot of rotting croplands left. Let's see. See if I can find this hidey hole. Some harvests. Go there yet. Here we go. That's what I'm looking for. The Royal Hive. Go. Have I been here already? No. Okay. It seemed like it from the way the mini map was looking. Go. All right, moving right along here. Not having too much of an issue so far. That is always good. Ooh, here's the big one. He hurts a lot. Go. Excellent. That one down. Got the chest down here. Head back up again. Okay. Oh, get some rep and some decent drops, it looks like. Is there there's another chest there, but let's go in here. Yeah, here's the skittering den. Alright. So yeah, there's a lot of games floating around out there. I'm trying to stay in the know as much as I can, but with everything going on, I've been just last couple weeks I've been just kind of like treading water. Oh, is that wall break missing here? It does. the I'm looking for. Yes, Den of the Lost. Dangerous domain, poisons. Great. Okay. I have at least a little bit of resistance to poison, so hopefully that will help here. Oh yeah, I remember these things. They suck. Yeah. You kill them, it just sucks your life out, basically. Alright. Very good. What's the Deep Dweller? Hang out in that fight. Cool. Wait for that to clear out. We got another battle in our hands here for this, I think. Yep. There we go. Poison dissipates. Eventually here. There we go. Alright. And we got the shrine restored. Just looked around. Where we were. Alright. Good stuff. Good stuff. We're here as well. So we've cleared this place out, except for over here a little bit. That was gonna happen. I caught in a corner. Caught in a corner. Worst part of that is I gotta find that again. I haven't been dropping portals down like I should be. What's that at? It had to be up here somewhere. I think it was that far over. That way, I think it was over here somewhere. Maybe it was in here? Yeah, let's go up there. It's gotta be somewhere where the map is uncovered. At the very least. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of them up here. So 42. Bunch of hero units in a row. I can follow that road, right? Because didn't I follow the road a little bit and then that led me to where I'm supposed to be? Or where the hole was? Here it is. Found it. Let's make sure I put a portal down this time. I don't think I'll need it, but I'll put one down this time so I back here more easily. that poison that drops on the ground is the thing that's getting me the most here. But we go right back there, which is good. What is hurting the most here? Yeah, it's like right on, like something get me like right on the edge of the damage zones there. It's funny that I went delve deep and the hardest part was still up here on like one of the earlier levels. It's really just this one thing here that's just doing all kinds of damage. I'm guessing it's physical damage that it's doing because that's about the only thing I mean, it's poison. I mean, yeah, the poison hurts, but it's do have some resistance to it. Yeah, it seems like it's enemy hero killed. That is poisonous. Getting me right there. Almost got him though. There we go. Nice. Okay, finally. Alright, good. Got that. Did I get all the... Let's just clear up, or make sure we look at the rest of the map there. There might not be much else left. Oh, or there might be everything left because it's entrance to the Queen's Lair. Can't remember taking this queen on. This one is, like most things in here, pain in the neck because of the ads, I think. Yeah, and it just keeps sending them too. I don't think these It is like an infinite spawn kind of thing. Constantly, things come off of cooldown. Constantly using them. There we go. I kind of remember that's the way that goes. Alright, oh yeah, that's right. Phase 2. Damn it. I was healing, but not fast enough. I was healing, but not fast enough. Alright. Yeah, he's doing a number on me. Still 321,000. Hit points there. Oh, I didn't grab my XP from before though, did I? Yeah, I can't, like, I'm getting it down, but it's got an AoE that's just absolutely wrecking my face here. We're slowly whittling it down though. I have to run around till my healing comes back here. Ah. Damage over time. Damage over time. We're getting there. Our faces are melted, but we're getting there. There we go. My minions helped a lot there. Okay. All that. And I believe this other exit here just takes us all the way back to the surface, I think, if I remember correctly. Further that way. Yep, alright. Yep. Hive entrance. Everything there. Okay, good. Cool. The only problem is we still need a... like, I use that to get to the queen, which is great, but then we still need to... still need one of those drops for the quest too, I think. Spirit Crusher we just got. And that. something else too. I was thinking. I don't have a lot of games to go through, but it has been a while since I've done anything in No Man's Sky. I know they just like celebrated their 10-year anniversary. But I still have a lot of expeditions to go through, and I don't think last expedition. I don't think I finished it. Maybe I did. I don't remember. I don't think I finished it, so I might have to get back to getting those things done. I think Swarm it was, I think. I don't know if I finished that expedition or not. I don't think I did. So I'm going to want to pull some of those up, maybe. Start doing a little bit of that again. Because that would be... It's been a little while, so, you know. Give you a chance to kind of recover from it and get back to it with a fresh pair of eyes. We got begin here. And it hurts a lot. Go figure. Thinking that potion when I did wasted it. I'll let my minions do some of the work here. They would stay alive. Yep. Yep. Sounds about right. And of course, no, again, I forgot to put something there. Put a portal there so I can get back to it easily, but we can... We'll have to trace our path back this other way. I restored a shrine over here already? Okay. Interesting. So I've been this way already. It's not display session. This is not. Let me go further up. Oh, gonna go all the way around. Okay. That was quite the distance away here. See. Still not quite there yet. All right. Hey, Calflutter, welcome on in. Yeah, this is. I have a playlist going. This is not the in-game music. Let's see. All right, so go up this way. Okay, right there. So let's put a portal down out here. Hey, hello, welcome on in. How's it going? I'm doing pretty good. It's wow. Okay, just one shot me then. I'm glad I put that portal down. Damn. What the hell? I can't. Why can't I transform? Somehow he hit me so hard he reset my my right click. Jeez Louise. Okay. Let's get a couple things out of our inventory here. Yeah, I've been doing pretty good. Still busy, but things are what they are. It's not like I'm busy, but I'm also kind of in a holding pattern a little bit here and there. mostly with like trying to get our machines set up, our server set up properly, so we can properly test things and all that stuff. But that's not really. I'm waiting for like IT and stuff, and you know, it's a thing. It's a thing. But yeah, doing good. Missed quite a few streams. You've been tired, some health issues. Fast and to tank and well, testing the combat you makes you. Yeah, I get that. That's fine. Yeah, it's I just been tired in general, just from trying to get things done and not lose my mind in the process. It's the harder part too is that like a lot of people are taking their vacations right now, like this week coming up. Like both of my bosses are out, and a bunch of other people are out, and so I'm kind of not holding down the fort per se, but like it's one of those situations where we're near the end of the we're near co-complete. Our co-complete is supposed to be September the 11th. I think it's going to get kind of pushed back. I'm just trying not to want to be one of those reasons. But some of it's in my court, and some of it really isn't in my court. So it's like it's one of those things, all right? And then on top of that, like I wanted to kind of take a break from looking at houses for a little bit, but we've still been kind of like we've still been kind of keeping up on it, just to see if something crazy comes down the pipeline. And god damn this guy, I cannot for the life of me get him down to a reasonable amount here. Let's see something. Let's do. Oh, it came in here to put the points in. Let's do that. And let's do. I'm just going to put all 3 points into the base stat there. Then I have a devotion point to use. I don't know where. Every time I open this screen, I'm like, what the hell am I looking at? Where was I and what am I doing? Where am I going here? I did throne. I think I was gonna do the scythe because movement speed and defensive ability, I think, is what I was gonna go into. What is this? Attack damage convert. Oh, Dire Bear is, I think, pretty good. Alright, physical damage, defensive ability, physical damage, armor, health, reduced stun duration, health. Maul. Since I'm a werewolf, I guess this might make sense. So I'm going to do that. And we'll see how that works. As usual. Work mostly with PHP, and yeah, rarely does my dev environment end up the exact same as production environment. Advertising agencies do websites, so it's got upsides and downsides. Always the programmer, which is nice, but you don't have to play with someone else's coding style and habits. Yeah, no, I mean, I've always worked with teams, like small teams. So the thing about it is, if you work with regular people, and by that I mean they're not trying to be the rock star. You know, they're just trying to do the best job they can do. And they tend to be a little bit more experienced, a little bit older. You don't usually have a problem with other people's code, because everyone just kind of starts to align over time. So it ends up not being that bad usually. It can get bad, and lately with AI being the pain in the ass that it is, like I've noticed some of my colleagues. I told my colleague the other day, I was like, I can tell what you're using AI on and what you're not using AI on, because your code style is completely off the wall. From anything else in the system. I'm like, I can tell that you're doing AI for that. And you can tell the AI to like trying to mirror the code style that's already existing in the system, but it doesn't know what any of that means. Right? So that's always been that's been kind of interesting as we're going along. We've been having more of a problem with, like, what I'm finding. You know, we have very experienced coders. You know, we've all been working for several decades individually. And we've been working with each other for over 10 years now. So, you know, it's not... We know how each other operates, and there haven't been really any problems with that. And AI, even though we're being told we have to use it and all that stuff, we're using it, but we're still using our brains and stuff. And we've all had experience, so we know when the AI is being silly. But the big problem has been of late. The big problem of late has been that the uppity ups are now saying like, hey, we're spending a lot of money on AI. Should we be spending all this money? We need to put everybody on a budget now, because it's getting expensive. Because, you know, no shit. This course is going to get expensive. They're drug dealers, right? And so there's all these like cockamamie plans that are going around, like how to curb the AI spending while still using the AI. And the hilarious thing is, the people who are using the most tokens are not on the development team, are not programmers. Like, we saw a spreadsheet the other day that was being passed around internally. And they had a listing of everybody who's like, you know, the highest token usage and all this stuff. And not a single one of them was an actual developer. They were all like business people who were, or or product owners or something who were trying to use it to do prototyping or God knows what else, right? All the developers were like a quarter of what was being used by the rest of the company. And it's just interesting to see. And what they were saying and what they were trying to do was, well, okay, well, they were trying to go for what I called the government model of curbing spending. So by that I mean, the more you spend, they're going to base your cap on how much you're already spending. So the people spending the most tokens are going to get a higher cap than the people who are using less. I mean, everybody's going to get capped a little bit lower than they currently are, but the actual developers who are using it wisely are getting hurt the most with the caps because they don't use it that much. They're not as heavy token users. But yet the whole point was for them, to have it, to be first class citizens with it, because they're the ones that are actually writing the code. Right? They're not prototyping or doing internal tools or God knows what else with it. So there's just like, we're looking at it, we're like, this makes absolutely zero sense. And they haven't decided to do it that way yet, but there's been plenty of like pushback internally about it, because it's like, it's insanity. It's pure insanity. And it's crazy. And it just kind of shows you, like, it's bad enough that they're out of touch, right? That the management's out of touch with what they really don't know what any of this is, and they've been taken by charlatans and they don't realize it. That's bad enough, but now you can just see how much they don't understand by what their thought processes are on how to curb the spending on it. It's pure craziness. Trying to give my minions enough time to hopefully do some damage to him, because we're kind of willing him down, but he's like, I cannot. This is the problem. I always have problems trying to get enough resistance to Aether here. Like I thought I was pretty good with the Aether resistance, and then it never seems to be good enough, because these things just constantly wreck your face. Yeah, and the worst part of this is you can't get out of that area, so all that XP I just lost is gone. There's no way I can get that. Like, I can't go in and grab that XP and then come back out again. It won't let you, which is the really annoying part. So there's no point in me going back in there. It's just, but it still annoys me because I can't get that XP back now. It is just gone. Like, what is my Aether resistance? 33%. I thought I had gotten that up higher. I apparently did not. what any of these will do to help. So people don't understand about military spending. They don't spend all that money because they need it. They spend it otherwise. Next year's budget they won't have it. Yeah, exactly. That's why I call it government spending, right? You have to use all these tokens, use up all these. Wait. Wait a second. What happened to my weapon? Have I been fighting without a weapon? When my thing reset? Is that why my bar reset before? Because I lost my weapon? Like, where the hell did my weapon go? Did I somehow unequip it? I don't even see it. Well, now I'm confused. How did that happen? Did I? Oh wait, no. Maybe I switched. Maybe I don't even know what key that is. Maybe I switched loadouts. I don't even know how I did that. What is the? Is there a key for that? Switch weapons. Oh, that's probably what I did. So if I do W. Oh, there we go. Okay, I still had it. I just I accidentally hit W and swapped it out. Okay. I don't know how long I was playing without weapons, but there you go. I have to use AI for that? Is the AI messing? Well, the AI is... So here's the problem, right? And again, this goes into the whole spending thing, right? There is no way that the people who are spending as much tokens as they are, and we're talking orders of magnitude more tokens than the development staff is using, right? There's no way they are using that much without doing something absolutely insane. Like, we were looking at it, we're like, the only way you could get this kind of token spend is if you have some kind of process that's just running constantly, and it's constantly making queries out to, out to Claude or something. Like it's insane. Like, these aren't actual numbers, but the best way I can put it is there are the top people using top, let's say 5 people on the list, and again, these aren't real numbers, were using like $100,000 worth of tokens a month versus the entire 200 or 300 development staff was using maybe $30 in tokens for an entire month. like it was insane. Again, those aren't real numbers, but it was like that kind of an insane level. It was crazy. So, and we did have someone, our former CTO at some point, or CIO, I don't know what they call themselves anymore. The former like they used to be called CIOs or CTOs, and now it's like CRO or something. I don't know, whatever. Company resource officer. I don't know what it is, but the former one for the company, who was in charge of engineering, posted after he left the company, posted on LinkedIn that he caught someone in the company using AI to hack the company's Wi-Fi. And it's like, and you ask yourself, what the hell? Why? Why was that a thing? Of course they got, they got let go for doing that. But it was just like, what are you doing? I don't know if they thought they were being a security researcher or trying to find, holes in the Wi-Fi so that they could, I have no idea. I don't know what would possess someone to even do that. Right? It's just unless they were testing it on, it was something for some other purpose outside of work, and they were testing it on work stuff. I have no idea, but it's just it's insane. And so I can't fathom the kind of stuff that's going on that's causing people to use so many tokens. Like I've joked that, if they put a cap on me that's based on my usage, I'll start.
This place may seem safe for now, but don't ever
I'll start asking Claude, what lottery numbers should I play? Which probably will still take less tokens than what the top token users in the company are using. I mean, I don't get it. I just don't get it. But yeah, it boggles my mind. So what do I have to do? So Ross of the Aether Flame. Destroy the ethereal amalgamation. I hope that's not. Do I have to kill that thing in order to progress? I hope that's not. I hope that's just an optional thing. Because I have to kill that to progress. We're gonna be here a while. I don't remember if I had to kill that to progress or not. I don't think I did, but now there's a thing over here. Have I done this? Oh, I did restore that. Okay. Right. So I've been through here. Where else am I supposed to? I guess I'm supposed to go that way, maybe? I don't remember. It's been so long since I've done the main story. in the game. I'm sure there's some kind of walkthrough or something that's like, here's where you're supposed to go. Here's the optimal path. I only care because I have my own dedicated machine or AI at the same time, so if people rely on AI, maybe find better people. Well, but that's the thing, right? It's not the developers that are relying on AI. It's the non-developers that are relying on AI for stuff. You know, most of that's the thing. Like most of the developers, I mean, we have some junior developers, but most of the developers in the organization are decently experienced, right? And so you don't really need AI to do a whole lot of stuff for you. You just kind of needed to do all the grunt work. And even then, you don't need to do the grunt work, but you need is kind of a strong word there. You really just want it to do the grunt work, so you don't have to. So you can get things done a little bit faster, and you don't have to worry about, being late on projects and all that stuff. I mean, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? Like at some point, the deadlines are going to become so horrendously bad that it's no amount of going fast will be good enough. Sorry about the person. Yeah. Well, in principle, I agree. But in practice, they've been told that they have to use it. Right? So I don't necessarily fault them, because they've been encouraged at every step of the way to use the Magic AI box for everything. And they're being, sometimes their performance is being evaluated on their usage, which is again the stupid way of doing things. So I can't necessarily fault the individuals per se, although some of them I think have gone a bit to the extreme. But I also don't think they really understand. Like if we were to teach them how, like I don't think anyone's taught them how to, how to actually reduce their query sizes and stuff like that. How to use memories and all that other stuff to kind of use less tokens. And if they were taught, maybe they would get it, and maybe they wouldn't. I don't know. It was a bit technical, which again is the other problem with it. But yeah, they're not being held to like the same technical standards, right? They're just being told they have to use this. They have to integrate it because it's the future, and no company wants to be left behind, as far as the future is concerned, even though the future is a very dubious construct. They want those paid off Gartner analysts to come in and say nothing but praise, right? As they get their fat paychecks for analyzing something they know nothing about. But, it is what it is. I don't know. It's there comes a point where the madness gets comedic, you know. And I feel like we're at that. I guess tragic comedic, right? Like, it sucks because on one hand you can't help but laugh. On the other hand, you don't want to laugh because it is actually literally, you know, they have literally fired people because, you know, they needed the money for AI, right? So people have lost their jobs to AI. Good people, good, you know, people that weren't, you know, they weren't slackers or anything like that, as the, you know, a lot of people would try to say. It's just they weren't, you know, their names are pulled out of a hat, right? And that's the real issue. And it sucks. Developers using it for grunt work is A-okay. Yeah, people spending more time with AI than their actual job, then I think that crosses the line. I agree. But I'm also... I'm still very highly skeptical of the whole thing. Like, the whole ball of wax triggers every red flag in my head when it comes to, like, you know, I'm dealing with a headlight fluid salesman, you know, kind of a situation. I reclaim the experience only to get dead again. That's alright. I should have put a freaking portal down and I forgot. Let's put a portal. It's actually not that far away, but portal down here. Well, they were going to get me one way or the other there. 100% headlight fluid, yeah. Yeah, it's just like, it's just... What the hell? Oh, okay, I kept clicking on that thing. Yeah, I use it mostly because I have to, but also I don't use it that much, and that's like I was saying this to my colleague the other day. I was like, most, like 80% of what we're like, we have a big code base. You know, we've been working on this for 10 years. It's got a lot of features. It's got a lot of code. Most of the new features we're working on are some kind of variation of code that already exists in the system. So I'm like, 80% of what I'm doing is copy paste, right? I'm looking at something else we already did in the system, I'm copying it, and I'm changing it into what is needed. And I'm like, I don't really need AI to do that for me. You know? His argument was, well, that's the best use of AI, but I'm like, I don't need that, right? Like I can copy paste just like anything else. Honestly, for me, the copying and pasting is different significantly from the AI, right? Because when I'm copying and pasting, I'm looking at the code and I'm going line by line and making sure I didn't copy too much. I didn't, making sure that the variables make sense in the new context that they're in and all that stuff. With the AI stuff, it just kind of does it. And then I still have to go through line by line to make sure it didn't shit the bed. But I'm more likely to miss stuff because instead of copying and pasting stuff in small chunks that I can easily look at while I still have the context in my head and I haven't been distracted by Lord knows what else is going on, you know what I mean, by a meeting or something like that, and keep it closer to the context window of my brain. And yeah, with the AI stuff, you can do that kind of. You can tell it to just do little pieces at a time, but it seems like the more you tell it to do little pieces at a time, the more it starts changing things that you didn't tell it to change, or insisting that it needs to change things that you don't want it to change, and you have to, and then you're fighting with it more. You're like, no, I didn't. Why did you change this? I didn't tell you to change this. Oh, you're right. You didn't tell me to change this. I just did it. And it's like, well, stop doing that. Damn it. Your time is spent either way. It doesn't make sense to use it in that context. Yeah. I mean, there's some things that I find that it is okay with. Like if I'm doing database stuff, and I'm not talking like SQL. SQL I can handle, but I'm talking like mapping database tables to objects that I can use in memory. Like that stuff is so rote and boilerplate that like being able to go to the database, do a describe on the table, copy that describe into a comment in the class, and then say AI make a DAO for this is actually pretty like that works out pretty well. Like and that actually does legitimately save some time. Although obviously there are times when I have to tell it, no, that's not the data type that I wanted you to use for that. But it often like gets it bang on, you know? So there are like little things like that where it is actually legitimately saving me time. But boy, are they few and far between. Yeah, the grunt work that bores him. Yeah. Yeah. Or like the grunt work that like you're more likely to get wrong. Like get small things wrong. Like I can't tell you how many times like I've gotten into the habit of like when I'll do a describe on a database table, I've gotten into the habit of copying the data, like going over to the SQL Explorer, copying the column name from there, pasting it into the code base. Then everywhere I have to use that, making sure to copy and paste those individual ones. Because there's been so many situations where I've dropped a letter by accident, in the column name, and it's on one column, and then it's like you're getting through all this testing and all this testing, and then you realize you're not getting data back. You're like, why isn't this thing coming back? Why is this null? You're like, damn it, I dropped an I. There should have been 2 I's there, and I dropped one. So, the AI is good at least making sure that everything's spelled correctly. So it does help from that perspective too. The kind of the stupid human mistakes. Like, it's good at kind of not making the stupid human mistakes. But it's also good at making stupid AI mistakes. It's good at making mistakes that someone that doesn't understand what it's doing would make, And that's the part that scares me the most, is like, there's so many, like, even for someone very experienced, AI still, the amount of like assumptions that are dangerous, and the amount of weird code it will generate at times, or unnecessary code that it will generate at times. Even for someone who's very experienced, that can be very daunting to keep. You really have to be on your toes and monitoring that. And the idea that we now have like business people running off who aren't coders and are just like generating all these like internal tools and all this, these prototypes and all this stuff. And I'm like, good God, I hope none of these things hit production, because that's going to be a freaking disaster. Like, they don't even know. They don't even know what their code does. They just know that it does something. And it's it could be spiriting away company secrets that they would never know. In fact, funny story. Well, funny in quotes. There was a company-wide message that went out that's like, please be aware that there are no cloud service providers other than AWS and what we have internally that you're allowed to be using for any code related to the company. And what prompted that was that some of these AI code generators, like Claude and stuff, people were asking them to write, non-programmers were asking them to write like web apps and things to demonstrate certain things and use its internal tools and all that stuff. And Claude was happily going off and being like, all right, well, here's something that you can deploy to Vercel or to, some of these other like no code / websites, these weird cloud websites, right? And in the meantime, like, these were, internal tools that are supposed to be working with internal information that's, non-public information and all that stuff. And they're putting all this information out on these weird, the AI is just like, oh, well, I'll just put this out on some, cloud provider thing, some weird cloud provider thing somewhere. And it's so like all the company information is just out there in the public on some dev box that is, nobody knows about. And they somehow, I don't know what happened, but they somehow found out that was going on. And they're like, yeah, we got to, this is all got to be locked down. You can't be doing this, you can't be doing that. I'm like, you got to be freaking kidding me. It's like, we've let the inmates run the asylum. It's this is the danger. It just, and the more you try to tell people, like, this is the danger of letting people who either don't have an interest in coding or aren't trained in coding, letting them loose in a with something that's writing code for them. They already don't understand what they're writing, and then to like let them just kind of play fast and loose, like, good God, man. If any developer, like any software engineer, like one of the things, oh, it just breaks my brain. It's like one of the things that software engineers understand, the software developers understand, is that, the importance of not having secret keys and API keys and internal company documentation and all that stuff. The importance of protecting all that and not letting that get out. And at every turn, like every time when we're writing code, that stuff is in our heads. We're like, okay, let's make sure that this is secure. Let's make sure we're not leaking keys. We're not doing this. Let's make sure we're not having any, injection problems, SQL injection problems, HTML injection, JavaScript injection, all that stuff, right? You're all that stuff is in your head. The AI doesn't know any of that crap. All it knows is, you can tell it, please write secure code, but it doesn't know what the hell secure code is. It's just like, well, okay, what code can I copy that, has a comment on it that says it's secure, And so now you've got people who are playing fast and loose with this information, and without the knowledge that they're leaking it all over the place. I don't know. I'm trying to think of like a something to compare it to. I can't. It's like you're letting. It's like you have a bus driver. Your bus drivers aren't licensed, your airplane pilots. Anybody's allowed to pilot a plane because the planes have so much automation on them that you're going to let anybody, with drawing breath, fly the plane without being licensed or being understanding of all their responsibilities and all that stuff, right? Like, that's kind of the same. To me, it's like the same thing. It's like, you're just letting any old passenger can now just be the pilot, and when they don't follow the proper procedures or they do something dangerous, is it really their fault because they never were trained in how to do it right? I don't know. What does it do with unexpected inputs? Yeah, exactly. And even then, it's like, you've got AI now that will write test cases. You can tell the AI, okay, write some test cases and write a test suite for this thing, but like, most of that stuff that it's writing is not really exercising the important use cases, right? It's exercising some use cases, but it's not really necessarily um, doing the important stuff, like finding the flaws that are not common, or finding the flaws that like it'll be good at writing code that finds common like flaws that are common in a lot of other code that it was trained on, but not necessarily flaws that are in the code that it's actually writing. It's hard to describe that. It's like it can tell you 5 days to Sunday all the different ways to mitigate to write secure code, but it can't apply any of those to the code that it just generated. Right? That's the thing. It's like it's book smart, but it's not experienced. It can quote you. It can quote you the Bible, but it can't actually apply any of it to its own life, to its own existence, sort of thing, right? That's just the craziness of it. Oh man. I don't know. I don't know. I'm having a hard time. Like, I'm having a hard time just figuring out what direction we're going in. Just in general, and I'm not just talking like technology. I'm talking like the markets are doing weird things now. Like bond yields just went through the roof. So it's like, are we? Is the recession starting? Is it not starting? Like, you can never like predict these things, even though being able to predict them is almost almost necessary. And me like looking at houses and stuff, it's like I keep thinking to myself, should I just wait a year, or or is now the right time, and I wanted to take a break from it for a little bit because with being busy at work, but we're still looking at things here and there, and of course something just popped up on our radar that very much looks too good to be true, which means it probably is. So we're cautiously looking at it, but it's like it's too hard to pass up, right? It's like it's one of those things where it could be the exact house that we've been looking for, but it's got a shockingly low price tag, and that's what's got our cankles up. We're like looking at it, we're like, okay, what's wrong with this house? Why is this so much less than the houses we've been looking at, and yet so much more square footage? And then is it the neighborhood? Is it like we're asking the realtor for comps and stuff so we can kind of get an idea? Maybe it's just in a cheaper neighborhood or something like that. I mean, the taxes are not cheap, certainly. So we're trying to get that going on. So I'm like, and I've gotten to the point. This is terrible, but I've gotten to the point where I'm almost dreading whenever we find a house now. I mean, on the one hand, I'm excited to find something and move, but on the other hand, I keep looking at things and I'm going like, is this really the right time to go? Like, what's a year from now going to look like? Because when I bought this house, a few weeks after I bought this house, the market crashed. The housing market crashed, and I was technically underwater with the mortgage, but not really that badly. Like I had a fixed rate mortgage, so I didn't have to worry about like a balloon payment or anything like that. But like definitely if I had been able to wait a few weeks, I would have been able to get more house for less money. Not that I need it anymore. I still love this house, but it was, you know, I kind of look at that, and that was kind of a mini recession, right? Like that was as much as that affected a lot of people's jobs and everything. For me, it just kind of it didn't really affect me personally that badly. Like I was able to just kind of power through it. This next one, who knows? I'm just kind of hoping that because if this next one happens and AI is still as hyped up as it is right now, that could be a real problem from a job stability standpoint. But if the recession hits and it takes out a whole bunch of the AI companies and puts a giant stigma on them, and forces companies to stop buying into the hype, maybe it'd be worth it. Maybe I don't have to worry too much. I don't know. Because you couple that with the fact that like, if I buy a house, I'll have a mortgage again. Like this house is paid off. It's been paid off for a while. But theoretically, I won't have that big a mortgage. At least not as big a mortgage as I had when I bought this house. But still, like, you have all that going on, and then you don't know how much job stability you have. And all that. So it's just like, it's at a point where I'm just like, I'm almost in a analysis paralysis situation, right? Where I'm just like looking at it all and I'm like, should I, shouldn't I, should I roll the dice, should I not roll the dice? All I can say is it would be immensely helpful if I could just hit the lottery. Because then I don't have to necessarily work. And I'm not talking like a big lottery either. I'm just talking like $1 million would be wonderful. Because then I can just I have something to fall back on. It's a hell of a thing when you're like your future financial plans are like your biggest plan is like hit the lottery. Keeping your current house obviously the safest. Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, and the same for my brother. I mean, his house is paid off too. So it's like that's why we're not really in a rush per se, because we're both kind of sitting good, you know. Um, but it's you know, neither of us is getting any younger either, and that's really what it's coming down to. It's like you want to make sure that you're set up for the future before the future is now. You know, like my parents, I love my parents. They were fantastic, but their only plan for the future was to have a will, and that was it. They didn't really do much in the way of trying to set themselves up so that they would be okay. I mean, they had, you know, they had pensions and they had 401ks and all that stuff. But you know, they never really, from what I could tell, they never really thought about like what are they going to do with like their house? What are they going to do with everything else going on? Right? I think they just kind of thought everything's just going to work out fine. We don't need to, you know, the kids will take care of us, which we did, and that's that. Um, and the problem with that is, well, twofold. One is that when it came time for us to do something for them, it was a fight, right? Like when it came time when it was very clear that they could no longer live on their own, it was a big fight, right? It was like it took years of convincing to get them to finally say like, get them to finally move out of their house, sell their house, and move in with my brother, so that they could, you know, so they could be taken care of. And even in a smaller sense, like when my dad retired, I saw, it's interesting, I saw a video about this a couple weeks ago. Well, someone was talking about this and it was really interesting. When my dad retired, he didn't have any plans, right? Like he never, like he worked a lot. He worked at times 2 jobs. He never had a hobby, really. I mean, you know, beyond watching TV. And I know that doesn't sound bad. But the problem was when he retired, he didn't know what to do with himself. Like he was just kind of, he had no plans. And I feel like half of the reason he, you know, dementia took him as quickly as it did was he had nothing really to keep his mind occupied. And it's like, you know, when you start thinking about the future and what's going to happen when, you know, you're no longer able to work all the time and all that stuff, it just like, it has to take into account all those things, you know? And I feel like if he had spent some time along the way and maybe, you know, developed a hobby, you know, in what I know he didn't have a lot of free time, but you know, he had some time that he could have, you know, come up with a plan for what he was going to do. I think things, you know, he might have had a lot better time, you know, in retirement, and maybe he would have even been independent for a little bit longer and lived a little bit longer, all that stuff. I don't know. That's hard to judge, but I see that happening. And there was a video where they were talking about how, like, that generation, that's like, work was just everything, right? They lived to work, and when they no longer could work, they just didn't have any other plan. And now, like, the video was talking about how, like, the younger generations are, like, actually developing hobbies and having a plan and all that stuff now, and they're, you know, they're retiring with a better idea of what they want to do, you know. And I just kind of, all this stuff is in my brain right now. It's like I'm trying to, like, we're trying to make sure that we're trying to learn from their mistake, right? Which is, we're trying to set ourselves up in a way that we're more likely than not to have all our needs taken care of, just from a, not necessarily from a financial perspective. I mean, financial, yes, but, you know, from just like a, you know, mental perspective and everything. Be somewhere where, you know, if we ever have to go to a nursing home or something like that, you know, they're not necessarily, or assisted living or something like that, you know, like, keep those in mind. Just something they never really had in mind either. My parents never wanted, like, whenever the topic of, like, a nursing home came up or something like that, they were absolutely against it, and I can see why. There's a lot of when we were looking for a nursing home for my dad, like, there were some horrific conditions that some of those nursing homes are in. I don't even know. I can't fathom how badly we treat the elderly. Like, it's like they're some of those nursing homes are just barely a step above squalor, you know. I mean, that's a double-edged sword. Hobbies are only interesting to me because time is so limited. Once I retire, that appeal is no longer there for me. True, but I mean, the mere fact of having one, I think, is better than not having one, right? Like, because it's just, there's something that, you know, depending on the hobby, it's something that you can potentially even plan for, you know? Like, if your hobby is better suited to a different area than what you live in, maybe you look to move somewhere. The point is really not, I use hobby, but the point is really that you have an idea of where you want to be and what you want to do. It's not like, I'll figure it out when I get there kind of a thing, you know? Because that's what, you know, the older generations did. They just worked and they worked and they worked, and then they figured they would just figure it out when it came time, and then find out that they didn't set themselves up in such a way that they could figure it out. You know, both financially and physically, you know. So do I really do have to kill that thing in order to get past this part? This is gonna suck because I don't know how I'm gonna kill that thing. But all roads are pointing to that. Destroy ethereal amalgamation. Let's see. What's the quest log? Entrench and across the creates where sick monstrosity. Story abomination for every counter across the farmlands. Oh god, so I do have to do that. That is the main quest. Oh no. Oh no. This is gonna be a huge problem. This thing is tank and a half. I just don't have the defense or the damage. I feel like I got to this point on my first run through the game. And this is where I had to like completely respec completely respec to do it. Hopefully that's not the case. Anything else will lose their appeal once you have that much time in your hands, yeah. I don't know. It really depends. But these are the things I'm kind of thinking about as we're trying to get ourselves together here. Because it's hard too because, you know, I don't have any kids or anything, so, and I can't really ask my niece and my nephew to take care of my ass, because that's just, it's not their responsibility. So, you know, it kind of leaves you in that spot where it's just like, what else do you? Definitely wearing him down. Come on. Come on, minions, do. There we go. We got him. Finally. Jeez Louise. Alright. For me. Over there. Back out of this place. I'm done with that place. Very much so.
There was much commotion. I see your reputation as well.
All right.
The Legion of my scouts have reported back.
Let's go up and talk to Ulgrim.
Just the person I'm looking. There are 2 other groups of survivors.
The one you call Ulgrim has asked to speak with the Order of Death's Vigil, so I have come before you.
We would be pleased to welcome another necromancer into our fold. Well, I guess technically Order of Death's Vigil is, what did I pick the first time around? I think I picked Kaiman's Chosen. I think I picked Kaiman's Chosen the last time around. So maybe Order of Death's Vigil would be the more interesting one this time around. Where's the other guy at? How's he? There's a star there for a guy I have to talk to, but I can't find him. Huh. Okay, Kefler. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it. Thanks for lurking. You have a good night.
I have come to represent Kaiman's Chosen, as the one you call Ulgrim has requested.
Oh, I guess I can't even join them because I'm a necromancer. Yeah. Right. Well,
The one you call Ulgrim
select the order. There we go. Because the other guys won't even talk to me. Yeah, we're just spy status with Kaiman's Chosen. Well, screw you guys. You wouldn't accept me anyway because I'm a necromancer. Blood Grove. Okay, so we've unlocked the Blood Grove now. Good. We're making progress. It's taking some time, but we're making progress. Eh. Sweet. Get all the bastards. Uh-oh, I am out of inventory space? Wow. Okay. Send all that back. Those lore bits and the XP from them. Oh, I got a new bag too. Cool. Alright, is fantastic. I'm wondering if I should even if I should loot filter out the rare stuff altogether, because really I want to be looking at the epic stuff at this point, but we'll keep it for now. Pierce damage, cold damage, frostburn damage, movement speed, chance to avoid melee, chaos, +2 to Were Raven. Oh, but I'm not a Were Raven. Okay, so never mind. The Apothecary. Elemental resistance, no. Fault line. +2 to Bone Harvest. So 8% movement speed, which is better. Vitality damage, Aether damage, Vitality decay, movement speed, Aether resistance, slow resistance, Bone Harvest. I mean, that just seems better in every way, so let's just put those on. Let's see what that did there. Oh, my resistances went down to 60%. All my resistances went down? Is that just because of the... Oh, because it gave me 11% elemental resistance in general. So that's getting me up to 71. Let's hold this thought, because there might be, I might be able to put something on that to give me some stuff there. All one-handed weapons, shields, and caster rockets. You know what? Wow. 68 to 479. Visible damage. Oh, that's a two-handed mace. Okay, that makes sense. One-handed axe. Dismay, 30% chance one hit. Overwhelm the mind of your enemy with sheer terror. Eh. Aether Lightning is level 45. 36 to 47. That's kind of crappy as far as damage is concerned. Bandit Mace. +1 to all skills in Necromancer. Curse of Crushed Resolve. 25% chance on attack. Mind-numbing word of power that dulls the senses of your enemies and robs them of their vigor. Requires player level 45. I mean, that's not bad. What does this give me? See, this gives me +2 to all skills of Berserker. Which is really good. This only gives me +1 to Necromancer. Two-handed axe. I feel like I'm just gonna be a two-handed. The more I look at, I mean, I want to use this Manticore Venom, but it only applies to one-handed weapons, shields, and caster offhands. So I can't really use that. Yeah, I think I'm gonna stick with two-handed weapons, I guess, because in fact, this weapon itself is really good. I don't know. Entrapment. Maybe Woven Cord of Landslides. A better belt would be nice. Rare Caster Helm. What do I have? I have Veil's Witness. +2 to Everwinter. Do I use Everwinter? Where is Everwinter at? I assume it's in here somewhere. Grave Chill. Drain Essence. Ravenous Earth. Boil. Running Fumes. Spectral Wrath. Spectral Binding. I don't think I'm actually using Everwinter. I don't think I'm using it at all. See, Avatar's pact I'm using. Winds of Asterkarn. with Fun. Endless Rage. Bone Chilling Cry. Oh, here's Everwinter. So it's a Berserker trait. Which I'm not actually using because that comes off of the Were Raven. So I don't need the thing that's, I don't need Everwinter. Which I'm getting from this helm. I mean, the reduced entrapment duration is nice, though. Got chest armor, energy regenerate per second. Increases armor by 3%. This has other resistances on it though. Ether resistance. Full damage. None of these are really getting me hot under the collar here. Health, cast resistance, slow resistance. I would love to have ether resistance on these things. If they would be so kind as to give me that. Acid damage, elemental damage, burn damage, damage. But no. And just 14% elemental resistance. Yeah. Ether resistance on that. Ice Spike. +2 to Night's Chill. +2 to Night's Chill. Where's Night's Chill at? Blood oil. There's Grave Chill. I wish I could see these easier. Does it, when I look at the thing here. Oh, Night's Chill is gray. Okay, for some reason I thought that was colored, but it's not. It's gray. Okay, so I don't have Night's Chill. available to me. Right. Cord of the Ancestor. Heartseeker, Devouring Storm. Bone Chilling Cry. This has Aether resistance on it. I'll lose the +2 to Amatox Pact. This Pact is this one here. So we got Rallying Cry, Avalanche, Battle Surge, Legion, Will of the Crypt, No Omen, Spectral Binding. What the hell these things are. I have no idea. Let's put 3 more points into Necromancer here. And yeah, I'll have to figure things out here. I think most of these I'm just gonna end up just selling. Because there's nothing. I mean, there's stuff that looks really good, like the Grimoire. But I haven't found like a weapon, like a one-handed weapon that I think is really good next to it. That's the problem. Okay. Where are we at? The fallow fields. Alright. Stuff is dropping that I can't pick up. We gotta get our inventory sorted out after all. Go back to Devil's Crossing just for sake of argument.
See anything you like?
Anything else here? Alright. Yeah, I don't get to. I have to get to respected, I guess, or whatever the next thing is. Oh, we gotta get to honored. Get here, we can get some stuff going. Yeah, I'm just gonna sell. I'm gonna sell all this. Hell with it right now. I can't be bothered. We'll get plenty of stuff back later. Hold on to that. Okay. Surprised that didn't go. Oh, there it goes. I was like, surprised it didn't automatically get pushed into my stash. Okay. Can I craft anything worth a damn? Maybe I can craft a one-handed. Spectral Wraith. $42 to $64. Huh? Tremor. Plus 4 to brute force. Nah. Haven's lens. Symbols. Explorer's tunic. Ian's breastplates. Explorer's trousers. Relics here. Runes, Glyph of Wayward Souls. Applied to metals. Charge a target foe and unmake them with the will of the ravenous dead. Requires a melee weapon. When used with a shield, the shield's damage is added. Requires player level 50. Okay. Got roiling blood on there now. Squall. Lightning damage. Spectral bolts. Damage. Skills and soldier. Deathleech resistance. Retaliation damage. Death chill. What do I have on here now? I have Spectre on there. Squall, Sanctuary. Mistborn Talisman. Little damage. Gluttony has Aether resistance on it. 2% of attack damage converted to health. Breath of Death. A wave of vampiric energy erupts from you. I mean, that would help keep my health up. As well as give me some more Aether resistance. What do I get from this? Casting speed, chaos resistance. Oh, this is 19%. Oh, Aether damage. Plus 2% crit damage. Let me craft one of these and see what I get. 60% vitality damage, 90% vitality decay, 3% of attack damage converted to health, 8 health regenerated per second, 14% ether resistance, plus 4% offensive ability. Man, it could work. This one. Vitality damage. 4% of attack damage converted to health. 6 health regenerated per second. Ether resistance. 2% offensive ability. Six health regenerated per second. 3% converted health, 4%, 16, 19, 18, 23. Huh. Alright. Hey, Tech, welcome on in. How are you doing? How are things? Alright. I'll just put those in storage for now.
Got something you need stashed?
Stone retaliation. Okay. Alright. What do we got? What do we got going on? Oh, I cleared out my inventory, right? So, we can go back to where we were. And we can pick up more loot. But it's going good. It's going good for me, Tech. No complaints. Busy times right now. We're in a production, not a production push, but we're in a crunch mode, trying to get things done before the 11th, which is our code complete. But everything's going well. Playing lots of games. Actually finished quite a few games this week. And nearly finished Chop Chop Inc. I did a bunch of Chop Chop Inc., which is what we were playing last night. Off camera, just kind of progressing it a bit, and we're getting close to the end of that. There's a lot of I've got more missions to do, so there's still a lot of things to be built. But try to get a bunch of that done off camera, and then maybe Monday we'll come back to Chop Chop Inc. and I guess probably finish it off. I don't know if doesn't seem like there's that much more left to do. But we'll see. I've been wrong many times before. I gotta figure out like what our. I think I definitely want to get Octopath Traveler 0 back in the lineup, because just need to finish that game. It's gonna take a little bit to kind of push through it, because we're still not quite at the end. Still got a ways to go, and we're like over 100 hours into it. But I think I can get back to that enough to get it together there. Yeah, these are definitely the guys that. So yeah, I definitely went with the other ones before because I remember these guys were not friendly before, so that's good. Okay. Let's come into here.
May the specter of death guard.
8,000 XP. What must I do? Cover the remains. Yeah, we're just friendly. So we're going to do that right now. Okay.
The order welcome.
Okay. I should probably look at should probably read some of their dialogue because I haven't done these quests before, but yeah. I'll figure it out. Alright, so we got them started at least. So where are we at over here? Have to find the farmers that went missing. Kill these guys just for fun. Just cause we can. So where do I have to find them in the Blood Grove, which this is not quite to the Blood Grove yet. There we go. There's the Blood Grove. Okay. Alright, good. missing with my jump. There we go. That is satisfying. Now, one thing I gotta worry about is I always run into this boss guy here who is like super strong. or often one-shots people. So I don't know if that was him I just took on or not. I don't think it is. Nope, there he is down there. My health just evaporate. Yep. Okay. All right. Cool. Killed him that time. That was probably the easiest time I've had with him at all. Okay. Okay. Alrighty then. Let's jump in. Destroy these mobs of ne'er-do-wells. And demons. Oh, nope, that's the guy. That's the guy right there. Yep. Is blocked off. Hey, Noob Adventures. Welcome on in. Playing on Linux. Is it free? Linux? Linux is free. Game's not free. I paid for the game. But yeah, I'm playing it on Steam with the Proton and all that stuff. Works really well. Where's my guys? Go. Alright. Another enemy killed there. Okay. With that, oh, there's the stars I'm looking for. I need to get back to my death spot so I get my XP back, but summon my skeletons. Where's the there's one up here. The prisoners cry out for help. See Homestead. Couple good things on you. Did I get this? I don't think I got this devotion shrine here, I don't think. No, I definitely didn't. There we go. Get devotion points. Let's use that right now. Before I forget, if we were going to Dire Bear, yeah, do that. Cool. All right. Got that. Death spot. Oh, you know what? I gotta go around this way to get to my death spot, don't I? Let me drop a portal down too. Put one here. Yeah, he's up there. Let's put Slay down here. They're getting me with the bombs and stuff. This guy is always difficult. Alright, come on. These guys up, and here's my XP. Oh, I didn't grab my XP from before, did I? So I lost a bunch. Crap. Crap, I say to that. I need to get rid of that other. We almost got rid of that other guy there. Which will certainly help a bunch. Clear some of them out. Damn. Hit you with that freaking long range shot, man. Yeah, it's oof. And he keeps spawning more guys too. It is a pain. If I can whittle down his health, we may have a shot. I need to kind of draw him out here a little bit. Wait for my... Let's see, come back up. There you go. Oh, that was a bad jump. It was a bad jump. Nope. I don't want to interact with the portal. Damn this guy. He's such a pain in the ass. Alright. I think he's one of the rare bosses that just completely heals up every time. Yeah, he completely heals up after every encounter there. Let's see if my minions will do some tanking for me here, or do some damage dealing. Oh. Man, this guy sucks so bad. I can't get... Like, he fires so quickly that you can't get any word in edgewise on him. Alright. Well, I don't have to kill him right now. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, I don't think I have to kill him at all except as a bounty thing. Uh, Alright, we have to return to Homestead, but let's just grab a few things here, look around a little bit, some more of the map uncovered. Here's domain, yeah. I don't need to go there yet. Okay. These guys out. Fort Heron. Oh, this is the fort that the Hyman's chosen, I think. Yeah. It's all these guys. Okay. I assume there's something I have to retrieve here for the order, because they're usually at. I think the quest, because the quest I got for Hyman's Chosen was basically, you know, grab stuff from the order, steal stuff from the order. And bits. we go. Into the fort entrance. Alright, anything else in here? Around again. And through here. We can get through these guys in record time. Maybe. Get through all of that. Finally. Alright. Reputation with Death's Vigil has increased significantly. That's good. Alright, now what? What is that? On the map. Can I go anywhere else? Secret caves or something? Walls I can break. I suppose I'll look at in here. It's just that rug. That rug just shows up for some reason. Gather the remains. Oh, I did do what I needed to do. Gather Mathgar's remains. Okay. Yeah, it's funny because it's showing, like that rug is showing up on the map. Nothing else shows up on there, but that shows up on there. Alright, so we go back to Sorrow's Bastion. Go. Here's the remains. Come on, I will go to seals. Gather 3 chthonic seals of binding. Well, I already have them. Gather the essence. Collect ethereal essence. Bring the ethereal essence to Master Varuk. Cover the lost cannons in the conflagration. Slay Morgara in the jagged wastes. Rostov. Return to Captain Sumner in Homestead. Alright, let's go back to Homestead and check that off the list because we're already well ahead of where we're supposed to be there. With that,
I am told that Lysandra and a couple of I could not agree more.
what's your next
When
step?
the Legion is forced to abandon the capital,
Will be done. Alright. Slay Karaz, Sigil of Cathan. Okay.
What can I do?
A timely
Alright. Okay. Cool. We've made some progress. As one does. Anything else here? Let's get our stuff back there. Let's get the free XP with the lore bits. Sort that. There we go. All right. Cool. Cool. We are almost level 44. We got, how much more do we have until then? 23,247 to the next level. So we're rolling along pretty good, I would say. Did I get another devotion point? No. I did, but I already spent it. Okay. Alright. Cool beans. Let's save that. And I think that'll wrap it up tonight, at least, and this week for Grim Dawn. I will once we. I will try to do some off camera, do some more stuff to try to move this, progress this along, so we can get to the Fangs of Astrakan at some point. That would be nice. So we'll try to move that along a little bit. In the meantime, do I have? Let's see if this will work here. And player GC. And then formulas. And normal quests. Apply them. Alright. So what have we picked up? So I picked up all the devotion shrines in Act 2. Act 3 we got... We don't have the conflagration yet. We did get Blood Grove, which is good. Stuff we haven't gotten the Dark Vale Village yet, but and Port. These are this is from Forgotten Gods, so I'll have to work on that a little bit. Astrakan Valley, we're not in Act 4 just yet. So the one-shot chest, normal, everything from Act 1, everything from Act 2, Act 3, okay, so I have to make my way back to Tyrant's Hold, which is way back. Hidden Wealth, oh, Rotting Croplands, we missed one. Darkvale Gate, I don't think we made it there yet. Conflagration's got one, and Port Valkyrie outskirts we haven't gotten there yet either. So that's that for the one-shot chests on normal. Important chests, we have 2 out of 4. Hidden Path, 3rd Shrine. Yeah, I have to find those. I don't know if I'm up to them yet or not. But that's good. We got 68 blueprints. Alright. Cool on that one. What does our build look like? If I import my build. So this is player GDC. So we got 66, we'll have 66 more points available to use eventually. Defensive ability. And let's see where we're at here. Still have 123 points available in general, so that's good. So Necromancer, Berserker. I think my main thing right now, this is the thing that I don't often do, and I think it's what gets me into trouble with this game, is I think I'm going to try to get the base points maxed out. So you got 50 there and you got 50 for Necromancer. Try to get those maxed out first before I start kind of dealing with some of the other things here. I mean, I could pick I could put like 1 or 2 points in a few things there, but I think that would be good. Record skill progression. What does that mean? Oh, I see. Okay, never mind. So that, and then devotion. This is the devotion stuff I've got. Okay. Alright. Cool. Cool. But I think we're gonna stop there for tonight. Am I gonna play this weekend? What did I say I was gonna play this weekend? That's the good question. I don't actually know. Oh, that's right. I still have to. I think okay. I think I said I was going to look at Elementalists this weekend. I gotta move Twilight Monk down to completed. That's done. Yeah, so I think Elementalists, I think I'll do that maybe tomorrow night. We'll see. And then I still have to get back to Lego Batman too. I mean, we were pretty far along in Lego Batman, I think, because I was mostly sticking to the story. So, should get back to that sooner rather than later. Knock that out. Maybe we'll do that on. We'll do that on Wednesday, unless Chop Chop Inc. finishes on Monday, and then I'll do it on Tuesday and Wednesday or something. We'll see, but we'll probably do that like Wednesday, Thursday. And then we'll see what else. I'm kind of leaning towards finishing up Dragon Quest 2 because we're pretty far along in that as well, and maybe finish that up before we come back to Octopath Traveler 0. I know I need to come back to this, but I'm like, I might play a little bit of it off camera just to kind of grind a little bit before we come back to it. But there's a lot of things that I'm like close to the end on that I can kind of I think knock out here. There's a lot of there's quite a few games too that are coming out week after week here. Like August has been very, very busy for that stuff, so we'll see on all that. Anyway, my friends, that'll do it for me for tonight. If you happen to run across this on the YouTubes and you have a like and or subscribe that you can spare, maybe toss my way, that would be really swell and awesome. It helps out tremendously, and I appreciate it greatly. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. Hope everyone has an excellent morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on what it is for you. I hope to see you back here again in the future for some more stuff, whatever happens to suit your fancy. Until then, see you then.
I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor a harumph.
You watch your ass.